start out by making sure I evaluate the right person and not get up too early. There were a few things, Greg, that you wanted me to look at in terms of this speech. And the first thing that we spoke about was content. And anytime you're going to talk about stress, it's going to be timely. For whatever reason, during the holiday season, it's going to be even more timely. And so, in terms of content, thought it was a great time to give such a speech. And in your introduction, I sort of related to being able to apply for a class and forget it, because that actually happened to me in seminary. I got halfway through a semester and realized that I had registered for a class that I had never gone to and had to withdraw. So personally pulled me in on that one. You asked me to look at your flow. Was the flow good? And it did. I'll let your secret out. You were worried about preparation and whether it looked like you were prepared, and it did. And so you had a good flow there. You asked a preacher if it sounded preachy. And so no, it didn't sound preachy. And no, I didn't take offense at that either. And if you look prepared, and yes, I felt that you looked prepared as well. A few things that I observed as you were doing this is, one was your ability to hold the audience. And that comes from two things. One is the content. People are going to be interested in the content, but it's also in the presentation. One of the things that you do well is that you have a hook. And your hook came in your introduction when you said that you were going to be speaking to your future self. And then it came a little bit later when you actually spoke to your future self. So one of the things that I would suggest, if you ever do this again, is bring that hook in earlier, because you do mention it in the introduction, and then you go through all of your information in your speech, and then toward the end you speak to your future self. But since it's mentioned there in the introduction, if you were to bring it in some kind of way a little bit earlier, I think that would help. And the other thing in terms of anything to do with improvement would be to be careful of the speaker's waltz, because we can have a tendency to just go in a circle. Sometimes the best movement is no movement. We can just stand here and we can say what we have to say, and then we can move forward. But other than that, great speech. Looking forward to hearing another one.